Hello, my name is Bikram Chatterjee, and today I'm going to present a server application which I installed on an AWS instance called Nextcloud. So what is Nextcloud? Nextcloud is basically a suite of open source client-server software that is used for file hosting services. By installing Nextcloud on an AWS Linux instance, we can create our own private versions of Dropbox or Google Drive, but on our own terms and without having to worry about unexpected changes to availability or privacy agreements. Nextcloud offers a complete suite of software apps such as Mail, Calendar, and Tasks that are completely focused on user productivity. One of the primary reasons people prefer cloud storage is because they can access their data from anywhere and at any time. Nextcloud simplifies this process further by offering apps for all kinds of mobile and desktop platforms. Lastly, security plays a key factor when it comes to hosting personal data on the cloud. Fortunately, Nextcloud uses industry-leading security measures, such as machine learning-based login and end-to-end server-side encryption to ensure that our data is kept as secure as possible. Let's check out what Nextcloud looks like when it is successfully installed on an AWS Ubuntu instance. The Instances page on the EC2 console shows that an Ubuntu instance running Nextcloud is successfully up and running, using an elastic IP which is directly associated with the Tiger Enterprises domain. Since a Let's Encrypt certificate is configured for our server's website, we should be able to see a lock icon on the address bar of our browser, and furthermore, by the time we finish securing the server, SSL Labs should give us a rating of A+. Now, since Nextcloud was installed manually using the LAMP stack, we should be able to see that both Apache and MariaDB are successfully running using the systemctl status command. Now, finally, let's log into Nextcloud and try to upload a test.png file that we should be later be able to access from my phone, which I have on the side here. So I'm going to try to upload this test.png file right here. Okay. And now I'm going to switch over to my phone and go to the Nextcloud app. And I'm going to hit refresh. And there you go. There's the test.png file. Now let's see how we can install Nextcloud on an AWS EC2 Ubuntu instance. The first thing we want to do is head over to the AWS EC2 console and create a new security group for SSH, HTTP, and HTTPS. We can set the source IP ranges to anywhere for now, but if you want enhanced security, you might want to limit the source IP ranges to the subnet of your own network. Next, we want to create a virtual Ubuntu 20.0 for server and set the instance type to t2.micro with at least 8 GB of storage. Since a custom domain is going to be used to access our server, we are going to assign an elastic IP to prevent the hassle of repeatedly updating our DNS records. The first thing we want to do after setting up our EC2 Ubuntu instance is basically update our Ubuntu machine and then install the LAMP stack. The LAMP stack consists of Apache, MariaDB, and PHP. So to install Apache Web Server, we can use the sudo apt command followed by the systemctl status command to see if Apache is currently active and running. Next, we can use the public IP of our Ubuntu EC2 instance uh, to just verify that an its work page is displaying when we enter the public IP in the URL. Now, since we're going to use MariaDB as the database for our server, we can install MariaDB using the commands as shown in the slide. And we can also see if it's active and running by using the systemctl command. We also want MariaDB to automatically start at boot time and then run the post-installation security script to configure all the default settings. The script is going to ask a bunch of questions, as you can see, but you can feel free and press enter for any questions which you don't want to answer. Lastly, we need to install PHP 7.4, and once that is done, we should be able to see a PHP page when we visit the public IP of our EC2 instance. So after configuring the Apache virtual host, we can basically download and extract Nextcloud using the wget command and extract it to the /var and /www directory, and then basically change the owner of the directory to www-data so that Apache can get write access. Finally, we want to create a new MariaDB database and user, since we are going to use the database for our Nextcloud server. So once all of that is done, we should be able to visit the website by entering our full domain and subdomain, which is cloud.tigerenterprises.org. Now that our Nextcloud server is up and running, it is time to create a new account and make some important configurations that can dramatically improve our user experience. To create a new Nextcloud account, we want to basically create a new username and enter a strong password that meets Nextcloud security requirements. Next, we want to enter the default data folder path, which is mentioned in the screenshot. However, we want to change this later, as the default folder is known to public knowledge. Lastly, we want to enter the MariaDB credentials for the database that we configured earlier, so that our Nextcloud account is directly linked to our MariaDB database. So the default PHP memory limit is only 128 MB. However, Nextcloud recommends at least 512 MB to improve our server's performance. To change the PHP memory limit, we just have to edit the php.ini file using the nano text editor and change the memory limit to at least 512 MB. After that, we just need to reload Apache and wait for the changes to take effect. Once that is done, the warning about the PHP memory limit should be gone from the security and setup warnings page. The difference in speed between Nextcloud server without cache and the Nextcloud server with cache is extremely huge, particularly when the file and folder counts keep increasing and more multimedia files make their way into the server. Caching becomes increasingly important for maintaining speed and performance. We can configure Redis to take a more active role in distributed caching by entering the commands as shown in the slides here. Once it is successfully configured, we can restart Apache for the changes to take effect. Pretty URLs basically remove the index.php pod in all Nextcloud URLs, as highlighted here in the top screenshot. By entering these given commands and editing the config file, we can make our Nextcloud URL shorter and basically prettier by removing the index.php as shown in the screenshot here on the bottom. In order to secure our Nextcloud server as per the standards set by various security experts, we have to set up some basic security configurations. First, we can enable HTTPS connections for our website by using Let's Encrypt, which offers completely free TLS certificates for securing websites. We can start by installing a cert port for Ubuntu from the Ubuntu 20.04 repository and run this given cert port command to obtain a free TLS certificate using the Apache plugin. And then after answering some required questions, the TLS certificate should be automatically obtained and configured for you. At the end, you should see a message like this, which you can see in the screenshot. To verify that HTTPS is enabled, we simply have to go to our website and see if a lock icon is displayed in the address bar of our browser. So the next thing we want to do is enable HSDS. Uh, HSDS is basically a security policy mechanism that helps to protect websites against man-in-the-middle attacks such as protocol downgrade attacks or cookie hijacking. It allows web servers to declare that web browsers should automatically interact with it using only HTTPS connections. Since SortBot cannot automatically add the HSDS header in the Apache config file for Nextcloud, we can enable HSDS manually by editing the configuration file and basically add this header accordingly. By the end of this, when we head over to Qualys SSL Labs, we should get an A plus overall rating for our website. The data folder is basically where our files are stored, and currently, as I mentioned before, this folder is in a location that everyone is aware of. Hence, for better security, it is best to place this data directory outside of the Nextcloud web root directory. To change the data directory, we can just create a new one, copy over the contents from the old one, and set the Apache user as the owner so that it can make any changes that it requires to run the website. And that's it. If you have followed all these steps with me, you should now have a fully operating cloud storage system that only you control and manage. Thanks for watching.